Imagine a continent larger than Europe, filled with enough ice to raise sea levels around the world if it melted. A place so cold that temperatures can drop below -80 degrees Celsius, where no country rules, no cities exist, and no one is born a citizen. Yet dozens of nations have built research stations there. Their flags fly over the frozen landscape. And for more than 60 years, the world's most powerful countries have agreed not to fight over it. How can an entire continent belong to nobody? This is the remarkable story of Antarctica, the only continent on Earth without a government, a president, or permanent residence. A land protected by one of the most unusual international agreements ever created.
Long before anyone stepped onto Antarctica, people believed a massive southern continent had to exist. Ancient mapmakers imagined an unknown land far below the known world. They called it Terra Australis, meaning the southern land. For centuries, no one knew if it was real. Sailors who ventured farther south were stopped by violent storms, giant waves, and endless fields of sea ice. The ocean surrounding Antarctica was one of the most dangerous places on Earth, earning a fearsome reputation among explorers. Everything changed in the early 19th century. In 1820, several expeditions from different countries reported seeing the Antarctic continent for the first time. Although historians still debate who saw it first, one thing was certain: the mysterious southern continent was real.
But seeing Antarctica from a ship was very different from exploring it. Towering walls of ice blocked the coastline. Powerful winds swept across the frozen land at incredible speeds. Even during summer, survival was a constant struggle. Still, Antarctica fascinated explorers. By the late 1800s and early 1900s, a period known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration began. Brave men from Britain, Norway, and other countries risked everything to uncover the secrets of the frozen continent. Some hoped to become the first to reach the South Pole. Others wanted to map unknown coastlines or conduct scientific research. Many never returned home. These dangerous expeditions transformed Antarctica from a mysterious blank spot on the map into one of the greatest frontiers of human exploration. But as more countries arrived, a new question emerged. If explorers discovered more of Antarctica, who would own it? That simple question would eventually lead to one of the most extraordinary agreements in modern history, one that still shapes the future of the frozen continent today. The first explorers proved Antarctica existed, but soon exploration turned into competition. As ships returned home with maps and reports, governments began paying close attention to the frozen continent. They saw more than endless ice. They saw opportunity. During the early 1900s, several countries started claiming different parts of Antarctica as their own. Britain was among the first to make official territorial claims. Before long, New Zealand, Australia, France, Norway, Chile, and Argentina announced claims to different regions as well. Some of these claims even overlapped. That meant 2 or 3 countries were claiming ownership of the exact same piece of land. While this created political tension, no major battles broke out. Antarctica remained too remote, too cold, and too difficult for large-scale settlement. Still, countries wanted a reason to maintain a presence there. Whaling became one of the biggest industries in the Southern Ocean. Whale oil was used to make products like soap, cosmetics, and fuel, making Antarctic waters economically valuable. Fishing also attracted growing international interest. But resources beneath the ice sparked even greater curiosity. Scientists believed Antarctica might contain enormous deposits of coal, oil, natural gas, and valuable minerals. No one knew exactly how much was hidden beneath the thick ice sheet, but the possibility alone increased global attention. As technology improved after World War II, reaching Antarctica became much easier.
Aircraft could fly supplies across vast distances. Icebreaker ships opened paths through frozen seas. Countries built research stations that could operate throughout the year, allowing scientists to study the continent in ways that had never been possible. Although these stations focused on science, they also showed that nations intended to stay involved in Antarctica's future.
Then, another global rivalry reached the icy continent. The Cold War had begun. The United States and the Soviet Union were competing for influence across the world. Many feared Antarctica could become another place where powerful nations would compete for military advantage. If that happened, the peaceful wilderness could become a new source of international conflict. World leaders realized they needed a different solution, one that would protect Antarctica before competition turned into confrontation. That decision would soon change the future of the continent forever. By the late 1950s, the world stood at a crossroads. More countries were sending scientists to Antarctica. Territorial claims remained unresolved. At the same time, tensions between the world's biggest powers were growing. Everyone understood one thing: if no rules were created, the continent could eventually become another place for political rivalry. Instead of waiting for conflict, 12 nations chose a different path. On December 1st, 1959, they signed an agreement that would change Antarctica forever. It became known as the Antarctic Treaty. The treaty introduced a bold idea.
Rather than deciding who owned Antarctica, the participating countries agreed to set the ownership question aside. Existing territorial claims would neither be accepted nor cancelled. No nation could use the treaty to expand its claim or create a new one. This unusual compromise helped prevent disputes from turning into international crises. But the agreement went even further. Antarctica would be used only for peaceful purposes. Military bases, weapons testing, and military exercises were banned across the continent. Scientists from different countries were encouraged to work together instead of competing against one another. Research findings could be shared openly, helping the world learn more about climate, oceans, wildlife, and Earth's history.
The frozen continent became one of the greatest examples of international scientific cooperation. As more countries joined the treaty over the following decades, Antarctica became protected by a growing global partnership. Today, dozens of nations support the agreement, making it one of the most successful international treaties ever signed. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this journey across the world's most fascinating places, don't forget to subscribe to Beyond Maps. It helps us create more documentaries that uncover the stories hidden behind the maps. Even with these protections, an important question remained. What if valuable resources were discovered beneath Antarctica's ice? Would every country continue following the rules? Or would the promise of enormous wealth put the treaty to its greatest test?
Although Antarctica has no permanent population, it is far from empty. Throughout the year, thousands of people live and work on the continent. They are not settlers or tourists looking for a new home. They are scientists, engineers, doctors, pilots, and support teams carrying out some of the most important research on Earth. During the Antarctic summer, the population grows as more research missions arrive. In winter, when darkness lasts for months and temperatures become even more extreme, only a small number remain to keep the stations running. Life there is unlike anywhere else on the planet.
Fresh food is limited. Every supply, from fuel to medicine, must be shipped or flown in from other continents. If severe weather strikes, flights can be delayed for days or even weeks, leaving research stations completely isolated. Yet people continue returning year after year. Why? because Antarctica holds answers to some of humanity's biggest questions. Deep beneath the surface, scientists drill through ancient layers of ice. These ice cores contain tiny bubbles of air trapped thousands of years ago, allowing researchers to study Earth's past atmosphere and understand how the climate has changed over time. The continent is also one of the best places to observe space.
Its clear, dry air and low levels of light pollution make Antarctica an ideal location for powerful telescopes and astronomical research. Scientists also monitor earthquakes, study glaciers, track wildlife, and observe changes in the surrounding oceans. The discoveries made here affect far more than Antarctica itself. They help improve weather forecasting, expand our understanding of climate systems, and reveal how changes at the South Pole can influence countries thousands of kilometers away. Tourism has also become more popular. Each year, specially designed expedition ships bring visitors who want to experience Antarctica's breathtaking scenery. Strict rules limit where tourists can go and how they interact with wildlife, helping reduce human impact on this fragile environment.
Even with these protections, new challenges are emerging. Rising global temperatures are causing parts of Antarctica's ice to melt faster than before. Scientists are watching closely because what happens here could affect coastlines around the world. The future of Antarctica no longer concerns only the countries with research stations. It concerns every nation on Earth. But one final question remains. Can this remarkable international agreement survive the pressures of the future? Or will the race for resources eventually return?
For more than 6 decades, Antarctica has remained one of the few places on Earth where cooperation has consistently taken priority over conflict. That is a remarkable achievement. In a world where borders are often disputed and natural resources can become sources of tension, Antarctica stands as proof that nations can choose collaboration instead of confrontation. But the future is far from certain. The agreement that protects Antarctica was designed in a different era. As technology continues to advance, reaching remote parts of the continent is becoming easier than ever before. Machines are now capable of operating in conditions that once made exploration almost impossible. At the same time, the global demand for energy, fresh water, and rare minerals continues to grow.
These changes have led many experts to ask an important question. Will countries always be satisfied leaving Antarctica untouched? For now, the answer remains yes. International inspections help ensure that research stations follow the agreed rules. Environmental protections limit human activity, and major scientific organizations continue to promote peaceful cooperation. Even so, the continent faces another challenge that affects everyone. As Earth's climate changes, Antarctica is changing with it. Scientists are closely monitoring massive glaciers, floating ice shelves, and the movement of sea ice. These observations help governments prepare for future risks, including rising sea levels that could affect millions of people living in coastal cities around the world. In many ways, Antarctica has become an early warning system for our planet. What happens there rarely stays there. The data collected on this frozen continent shapes climate research, improves weather predictions, and helps us understand how Earth's systems are connected. Perhaps that is Antarctica's greatest value. Not the resources hidden beneath its ice, but the knowledge resting above it. It is the only continent dedicated to peace and science, a place where discovery matters more than ownership. Whether that vision continues for another 60 years will depend on the choices the world makes today. And maybe that is the greatest lesson Antarctica teaches us. Some places are more valuable when they belong to everyone than when they belong to anyone. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to subscribe to Beyond Maps and turn on notifications. We explore the history, geography, and untold stories that shape our world, one map at a time.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.